Hello, come on in. If this is your first time joining, I'm Charmaine Michel, seasoned fashion professional. I've designed for top labels and built my own brand. And now I work with emerging designers to brand, develop, and launch collections with intention. Hey there. Welcome. Now, I work with designers so that you can create with purpose, not just randomly, and lead with confidence, and ultimately live life by design. Okay, and today we're diving into something that many designers haven't gotten a full sense of yet. What I'm talking about is your overall digital footprint. Okay, how you show up everywhere. The fashion industry is continuing to evolve before our eyes. It's evolving faster than it ever has. And buyers, stylists, and more importantly, customers are discovering new brands online before they ever see them at a trade show or at Market Week. Okay, so your digital presence is really your first runway these days. All right, drop a me in the chat if you know that your online presence could use some love, or if you feel like the influence of tech on fashion is creating a little bit of overwhelm for you. Just drop that me in the chat. Okay, there was a time when sheer creativity was enough. Well, kind of, not exactly, but for the most part, right? But these days you need creativity, you need structure, and you absolutely need visibility. Many independent designers are doing well right now, not because they have massive budgets, but because they're intentional about how they're showing up digitally. Just think about it. The Fashion Week calendar as we know it, the traditional one, used to dictate everybody's timeline in the industry. But now digital showrooms, your showrooms, your digital showrooms, and your virtual drops are rightfully taking much of that attention. So your website, your social media channels, your email list are now brand assets. Think of them as assets. These are the things that are going to help you show up and be found by the customers you're looking for. They're not just marketing tools. They're way more valuable. Okay, so if you have a little notebook, write brand assets. Okay, so important. How your brand shows up on a regular basis tells a story of who you are and what you believe in before anyone even speaks to you. Okay, one brand that does this beautifully, love, is Diotima, founded by Rachel Scott. And Rachel Scott was recently appointed, I know you know, as creative director at Proenza Schooler. And the entire industry is abuzz. We are so thrilled for this acknowledgement of the excellence and the meaning that she brings to her work. She infuses the nuances of Caribbean culture into all of her collections at Diotima, which is proof, she's always done this, and this is proof positive that you can merge craft and whatever essence you want to bring to the table with modern presentation. Okay, what worked for her is the use of clean photography, of thoughtful storytelling, and a simple but intentional e-commerce layout, which makes her collection feel elevated but still attainable. And that's what I want for you. You don't have to have 10,000 or 20,000 followers or fancy tech, okay? You need clarity and you need consistency. Because when your digital presence matches your brand's energy, it builds trust, right? It builds a bit of predictability. It builds familiarity, and trust. That familiarity drives sales. So here is where I would start if you're feeling behind on your digital efforts. Okay, if you don't have a notebook, go ahead and pull it out now. I'm going to give you a couple nuggets. Okay, first, you want to start with your website. Okay, make sure that it loads fast and ensure that your product images are clean and that your brand story is easy to find. Okay, next is your email funnel. Don't just collect names. First of all, I hope you have an email funnel. And if you don't, get that set up, or hello, let's connect so I can get you on board with that. Okay, and when you connect, you want to connect like when you connect with those who opt in, rather, be sure to connect like a human. Okay, and nurture your audience by sending updates or sending them stories about what's happening with other customers, or behind the scenes moments that help them to feel like they're part of your journey. Okay, the third thing is your visual identity. You want to keep your colors, your fonts, and your photo style consistent. Okay, that's one of the things that's going to allow people to remember you. All right, lastly is your data, or the fourth thing I should say is your data. Okay, look at what's working. Pay attention to which posts have been converting, which emails have been getting clicks, and which products people are lingering on longer, rather, because that's really good insight for you to take note of. All right, which of those do you feel like you need to strengthen the most? Let me see if we have something in the chat here. Okay, do you feel like you need to strengthen your website? Do you feel like you need to tighten up your email correspondence? Do you need to tighten up those visuals? Or do you need to pay more attention to your data? Okay, I want to see where your focus is right now and where you need the most help. Let's see. All right, so to wrap this up, short and sweet today, the ultimate goal is to align your creativity with your digital presence. Okay, your website, your visuals, your emails are all extensions of your brand vision. You want to treat them with the same intentionality that you give your collection, right? You spent pour all this love, all of this yummy into the things you're creating. But the back end requires equal attention and devotion. Okay? And you have more opportunity right now than ever before. Okay? Because we live in a digital world. Right? Use the time you have now to make sure that your brand is not just seen, right? But do the things that are going to make sure that it's remembered. All right? So as a co-creator, because I believe we are all co-creators of our lives, right? As a co-creator of your own life, be sure to do something today, right? That all of us, right? I'm talking to myself as well, that your future self is going to thank you for. Okay? Because it all starts with one action, one decision, then one action, okay, to move us forward. All right? And remember that I'm always rooting for you, and I will see you next time. Catch you on the next one. Ciao.